One of the more than 240 journalists murdered by Israel is Rasmi Salem. He was killed in an Israeli airstrike on Gaza City on Tuesday, and I was actually with you in Dublin when you heard that news. Rasmi was your cameraman in Gaza. Tell us a little bit more about him.
Well, he was only 25 years old, so nearly my age. He was the cameraman at Press TV, and he also worked with other media outlets during the genocide. So he's been displaced since the outset of Israel's genocidal war on the Strip. So he's been living in tents, taking shelter in tents, and he's been working hour in, hour out. And I remember being with him all the time. He wasn't only just a cameraman, but he always would drive us to the location of the reporting, to the palm down scenes, and to different scenes where we were reporting. And he was such a kind person, always trying to make jokes, and he was always upbeat and hopeful that this genocide would end. He also wanted to get married after the genocide. He All that he dreamt of is that he and his family would survive this Holocaust and they would be together again and they would rebuild their house. But then Israel killed him. He was staying up for very, very long hours at night, like sometimes after midnight. I remember that when I was reporting from Gaza City during the ceasefire. So most of his days would be very, very long and exhausting hours of work and reporting and doing much work for Gaza. And he never had a rest. He never had a rest at all. He would work relentlessly, tirelessly in a way that no one in the world could do it. And he was just a simple human being, as everyone is in Gaza, and wanted to have a life, wanted to have a dream, wanted to have peace in his homeland. And he never lost that hope that he would survive the genocide. But unfortunately, he was just murdered. And this has really broken the hearts of so many people because he's worked with almost every journalist inside the besieged territory. So it's very heartbreaking.
Abubaker, I'm reminded of what our colleague and contributor Shahid Abu Salama said a couple weeks ago, that it's an open-ended funeral, that there's just a constant waves of grief and sadness. People who community members, neighbors, friends, family, are all suffering and being hunted, especially the journalists.